Hello there everyone, it's me, your fave, and would you all do me a small favour and cast your minds back to the other week when I did this video. Fundamentally, both Thanos and Stark are haunted by visions of the end of the universe. They're both effectively suffering from PTSD. Now for Thanos, that's the end of his homeworld despite his best efforts to try and save it, and for Stark, it's the Battle of New York and Wanda putting that weird vision in his head. Now the crux of that video was that Infinity War, and a little bit of a twist on the source material, drew Tony Stark and Thanos together to present them as mirror images of each other. In hindsight, it was inspired. But since making that video, a number of you guys have commented, tweeted, and in one case made me miss an Uber to tell me how much further you think that theory goes. Specifically, this one specificity of it. My name is Adam Cleary, and yes, I'm still going on about Avengers Infinity War. Okay, so first of all, Thanos will never, ever be considered a hero. Now, there is an argument to say that his mission to rebalance the universe because of the finite resources and all being a breaking point is noble in some way, but he is still a villain, a shithead of the highest order. Even if his conviction and his end goals are in some way admirable, he is still Machiavellian, sadistic, fundamentally evil, and has the blood, ashes? Should we say blood or ashes? Let's say blood of millions, billions, trillions, quadrillions, whatever the next one is, illions on his hands. But that said, there is still something, one thing about his plan to wipe out half of existence that makes you think about it in softer terms. One tiny little element that makes it not okay, but not understandable, but just different. Now, we've already spoke about how Tony Stark and Thanos are mirror images of one another, and nowhere is that easier to prove than in the idea that they both fear a terrible future. But it goes way further than that. Stark is, after all, completely convinced that he must do whatever it takes to prevent this terrible fate. He gave up the Avengers' ability to operate autonomously, imprisoned some of his own friends for their own good, and he, also created a megalomaniac, evil robot supervillain while trying to come up with a defense force for the Earth. But most importantly of all, the thing I think we've all realized since the last video went out is that not only was Tony Stark willing to die for this greater good, but so was Thanos. Tony's already come close to laying down his life more than once, in fact, and willingly books himself on a one-way trip to space to try and deal with Thanos. I mean, it is, after all, his only way out of his Iron Man addiction. But here's the thing, Thanos is exactly the same in that regard. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of theorizing, a lot of speculation as to why he didn't seem to have any major concrete plans after the old click, and the simple reason is because he simply could not make any. His willingness, his drive, his desire, his unrepentant will to do the ultimate extreme to save the universe from itself came with the knowledge that he very well might not make it out of that alive. I mean, think about it. When Strange asks him what he's going to do if he wipes out half the universe, he just says he's going to rest, not gloat, not take power, not rule the universe, just rest. Now, I'm not saying that's an analogy for dying, but it's certainly an analogy for not living. Thanos, omnipotent or not, had no way of knowing that the click wouldn't kill him too. It's never been established in the comics whether or not wearing the Infinity Gauntlet protects one from its own consequences, and it certainly wasn't established in the film either. Not only did he have to reconcile the sheer enormity of the death he was going to inflict on the universe, but he also had to face up to something that no supervillain in any film like this has ever really had to do before, and that is the near certainty of his own death. His will to save the universe was so absolute that he had made peace with the idea that he might not even be there to see it being saved, and that is fundamentally what defines the character of Tony Stark as well. Now, if that doesn't change the way you look at them both, I don't know what will. So yes, not just mirror images of one another, but the same will, the same core, the same heart, the same desire, the same soul, fundamentally the same character. Bloody hell, what's going to happen in Avengers 4? Anyway, let us know what you make of all this in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and hopefully the subscribe button is right there. While you're here though, here are two of our latest Avengers videos. I'm sure you like them. I probably made them, so why wouldn't you? But in the meantime though, thank you very much for watching. My name has been Adam Cleary, and of course,